going to read from something new that I've been carrying around for the last 6 or 7 months. I just add a little something every time I read, but I didn't really get a chance to add a little something this time, so it's a little bit old, but I'm lying in my bed thinking about space between my legs. This memory attached to the hacking cough that builds outside my door. I wear earplugs, pulled them out of my head from somewhere in my heart. There was a coastline and I walked along it with my mother in a somewhere. I don't remember her hands, only the shelves of earth attached to the shore. Guam is where I was not born, though I recall the urgency of the shore as if I was born there. A submarine is buried in the earth standing above what's dead, overlooking a cliff. I want to enter this memory, but know that there's only rust built on the edges of the surface between earth and the useless hull, where what's left is locked and shut out of what I recall: memory, mode, move, mill. Why do I know this about my body I touch? Where my fingers can't go, I twitch. This is where I wanted an opening, where one is now closed, the zone between hole and soil, hand and skin. An ant pile grows in a mound near the buried submarine. The weight of it, like the cough, my mother's, my father's, in the bedroom down the hall, who says I'm okay. I got no memory, but I'm okay. I have no perfect recollection of this, and now I think like the surface of the water that pounds against the cliff. The red dust I kick in my flip-flops is where I'm tricked into kicking it. My brother, who wears shoes, is safe. They say they would eat the little boy whole if they could. Fire ants sting. You look like a refugee, is what my mother would say to us if our jeans were split, shred at the knees, unpatched, our hair uncombed, undone by the weight of her wanting to forget all of it, her family, her language, my tongue. But she patches the knees. Green Lantern, Chicago Cubs would fill in the ripped and worn. I'm lying between two men that I just met on Silver Daddies. One who looks like a fat gray god, though with denty pox in his skin not captured by initial digital profile, and he turned me onto his lover, the both of them mine, my daddies, as I lose my dad to these lovers, the soft belly of one, and the night pushing against me, the squeeze sense between them like a trigger I'm trying to map, to archive every single urge, each a kind of beginning. Where are the irregular fragments that break and shape us? Those we make, imitate, act out, and upon. We fit not, we do not fit. One daddy, Kumi Sr., sends a note. My hairy low-hangers are wondering where you are. Stay in touch, cutie. I'm sitting on another man. Usually all of them are larger than me and white, and not as refined as I am. Even in the dark, my skin so smooth I can't wait to set it against their dry flesh. Elbows wrinkled on those unreachable or inaccessible men. By job, by trailer, by a trail that leads to one wife or a partner reconciled to not being loved. So I grab a hand in the knockoff Apple Store softness, where I expect firm, 8 ticks below a polo, I think help me at every turn. The painter takes his body with him, says Valerie. Indeed, we cannot imagine how a mind could paint. It is by lending his body to the world that the artist changes the world into paintings. To understand these transubstantiations, we must go back to the working, actual body, not the body as a chunk of space or a bundle of functions, but that body which is an intertwining of vision and movement. A pointy Merleau-Ponty. Is this what I'm getting at? Not quite, or almost, where's my strap-on? This writing into memory, every sexual urge, I said as if this catalog were possible, as if each gesture a litany of urges that begins with one border layered onto another surface, like the au gratin stack that holds the filet mignon like a trophy, or the bits of squid swimming in my oil plate, all these bodies layered into the next. I am such a slut, she says in two stack. Did Ruth Stone say that she avoided reading poets from fear of imitation, of being taken far from her own voice? Maybe this is why when I'm at my mom and dad's or with my Dallas, I watch 1,000 Ways to Die on the Spike Network. The water is different in the places from where I came. First cliffs, I attempt a description, the wide ocean, or the deepest ocean, and then ridges set into fields. Breathtaking. This assumes I put my fingers inside myself or even thought of it. or wanted to put my fingers inside, but I knew what I felt on the lap when I saw the skin lightly sprayed with hair and the arm was wide, my imagined body up under it, and what you want is I want. Let's just lie under the covers and look up into the ceiling like the Bradys, or let's get naked like the $6 Million Man and his woman looking up. What do we say? What do we know now? I pour water into your armpit and it stays. No language to describe the desire than to capture what I set out, to trace with my eye and mind and the body and the pouring. Television bodies bowed and build, and I am lying in bed wishing so bad at night that I had a split between my legs before something possible like boy and pussy, like boy pussy oscillating in the dark. But they were oscillating in the dark. Not words, but like the strength of a riddle already solved and attached, like a remora to the roaming shark under the ocean, which I was a moving coordinate. So it was easy to pick up the telephone to make a phone call to Sacramento overhead door, or any place that had to do with welding or machines, their balls hanging low from their office chairs in the day, their wives, their lives, all given to me during my lunch break. When I got a pass to go home, leap the fence, Mom, where's the Sunny D? Barbara Christian's Race for Theory comes out of the pages. Variety, multiplicity, eroticism are difficult to control. And it may very well be that these are the reasons why writers are often seen as persona non grata by political states, whatever from they take, because writers, artists, have a tendency to refuse to give up their way of seeing the world and of playing with possibilities. In fact, their very expression relies on that insistence. My name on the phone to these men was Candy. Don't forget this. It codes. It codifies. You can't. Where there is a line that has no origin, too far away to remember, too small to feel is where you felt. I do understand I'm trapped by addictive desire, the need for repetition and recovery, seeking you in any way, like a first music I want to tear into. But I also understand that there's a white river that I moved near, dark and muddy, before next to the Mississippi, and the surface belies undertow, swirls from the bank, I recall too. There's also mud in the ocean, somewhere as quick to think but hard to find. There are fallen arrows in Shelby Forest too. I lost a friend recently. I still have his lamp and his clock. He was in sales. He liked me wet, and now I miss him, but realized that he was incapable of sharing anything but his own fear and reproach. Nothing like this bridge I thought hovered between us. Two regular guys, he might have thought, why do you love me? Maybe I taught him how to love. Maybe I teach them all to love. Whatevs. Depth in design. I give them something hopeful, a whole with no obligation. A brilliant dinner, the wine is like gold or honey shot, the glass. I give them dimples. I give them what they want. I take what I need, the pulse, the shoes, the heat. Am I looking for my father? He's here in the next room. I hear him coughing, packing in the sink. He's cooking sausage, and I wonder when he will lose all language. His world, a world of notes, checks, when he ate, when he took his meds, when he will go to play golf. I've got no memory, but they're taking care of me. One of my daddies says to me, it's really brilliant that you're mourning now, preparing to lose him. That's smart. I cannot even imagine the version of my father I miss, long gone, and the other is losing himself in front of all of us. And at an end, what do you want when you say, I love you?